The decision was quick. Within an hour, we learned that the judge who oversaw Karmelo Anthony's murder conviction will be replaced if a retrial is granted. Now, as you may recall, Anthony was found guilty in June of stabbing a Frisco teen at a track meet in April of 2025. Today, this was the scene outside of the Collin County courthouse following the decision to recuse Anthony's judge, John Roach Jr. Anthony's attorneys are seeking a retrial. So what does this mean for Anthony and his bid for a retrial? Our J.D. Miles has been in Collin County all day following this hearing, and he picks up the details from here.
As we first reported, Michael Chitty has been assigned to this case. He is a lawyer and retired judge in Kaufman County. He will be here tomorrow when Karmelo Anthony, his new defense team, and scores of supporters hope to get a new trial.
He heard us. He heard us.
Repeat what Greg said. Justice for Karmelo.
There were marches and chants outside the Collin County courthouse amid tight security on a day when Karmelo Anthony returned to the courtroom for the first time since he was sentenced in June to 35 years in prison for the murder of Austin Metcalf. The 19-year-old never spoke. He wore a green jail jumpsuit along with shackles when he appeared in the courtroom where his parents and the parents of the victim sat across from each other. His new attorney, Russell Wilson, played audio from an interview Judge John Roach Jr. gave 2 days after the trial. The defense argued it was improper according to the Code of Judicial Conduct because it happened during a pending proceeding or an impending proceeding. Judge Sid Harrell ruled that while he didn't believe Roach did anything improper, in my opinion, there was a period where a motion for a new trial could be filed. And I believe Judge Roach believes he can be fair in this matter. I believe he can be fair in this matter, but that's not the test. The test is an outsider looking in, a third party, detached, neutral. Would they have a concern about the judge's impartiality based on those statements under that limited finding? I'm going to grant the recusal that a third party looking in would have that issue. That is it. Legal experts say they were surprised that the defense was able to meet the high bar required for a recusal.
I think it is surprising. I think most observers probably thought that that was not going to happen, that Roach didn't do anything outside the bounds of his judicial canons or judicial responsibilities, and the judge here in the case obviously disagreed.
Prosecutors did not speak after the ruling, saying they pretty much didn't care what the judge decided and that it really didn't involve them. Anthony's lawyers released a statement saying, "We are grateful for everyone who was there in support of righting this injustice. We look forward to Karmelo's opportunity to present on the motion for new trial tomorrow before what we believe will be a neutral and impartial judge." That new judge, Michael Chitty, was appointed to the bench in Kaufman County back in 2004 and retired in 2020. He will decide whether Anthony will be granted a new trial, which his large community of supporters is demanding. Of course, the question a lot of people are asking is, will today's decision mean that it's more likely that Karmelo Anthony will indeed get a new trial? The legal experts I've talked to say that is not necessarily the case because today's hearing involved evidence from something that happened 2 days after the trial and not during the murder trial. In McKinney, J.D. Miles, CBS News, Texas.